Hi Strong Bones friends, Susannah here with a Strong Bones Challenge workout special, focusing today on moving while balancing or balancing while moving. Towards the end, I've got a special exercise for us that's going to be challenging but fun. So, are you ready? Gather up what you need. I'll see you in just a few moments. Let's get started. Let's stand in Tadasana mountain pose as a foundational position. I love to start with our feet, and we're going to begin right away with movement, but with a foot focus to warm up. So our feet are so important. When we're experiencing issues with our knees or our hips or our spines, it's so critical to take a look to see if our feet are supporting us. And we can strengthen them by doing these simple exercises. So go ahead and root down, meaning feel yourself pushing the earth away with your feet. So really engage. Maybe even grip your mat with your toes a little bit. And let's move and take ourselves off balance on purpose. So lean to one side, lean to the other side, lean back into your heels, and forward, gripping your toes to keep your balance. So let's move randomly, okay? So you're gonna just kind of go to the side, you could go on an angle, take it back a little more, a little less, whatever. So why? Because the random movements require quick adjustments to keep you upright. So this is a really important exercise we could do to prepare ourselves to not fall. Okay, now after a few moments of this, it's kind of a massage for your feet as well, which is really important. Then come back to stillness and let's do our yoga foot exercises. You know what to do. You're going to press down on the big toes only as you pull the little toes up and hold that for a moment. And then switch. Little toes will go down, big toes will go up. Now, if you're familiar with this exercise, go ahead and just continue. So big toes up, little toes down, and so on. If you're new to this, your toes are talking to you like, "Are you crazy, lady?" My toes aren't doing that as per my instructions. Well, you're going to have to train them, and so you'll do this on a regular basis. Maybe you can do it seated. You can do it as I'm about to demonstrate. You can come down to the floor. You can literally hold your little toes down and pick your big toe up to pull, and then switch. Big toe presses down and little toes pull up. So you will teach your toes how to do this exercise. So I'm sharing that for you folks that are not familiar with this exercise and need to work it. But anyway, I do this every day. Different times throughout the day. Seated, standing, beginning of my yoga practice. It's very important. All right, let's move up the body for our warm-ups. So next up, come up on your tippy toes and engage the muscles of your calves and hold here. And then come down with a bit of a bounce. That was a heel bounce. Again, if you need a little bit of support, you could go to a wall and do it holding on for balance. So we're going to start with a few slow ones to make our muscles of our legs have to hold us there and strengthen the calf muscles, but then come on down with your heel bounce. That's really beneficial, as you know, for building strength in our legs and our hips. So up and down, up and down. Inhale it up, exhale it down. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, lift it up. Okay, hold it. This we call balancing toe Tadasana, which is balancing toe mountain pose. It's a strength building and balance challenge. Hold it, and release it. And go ahead, step out. Excellent. And now for the knees. We're going to use a yoga pose called Warrior One to challenge the muscles of our knees and do a warm-up. Face the top of your mat. Let's say that's the right side, and you'll start with your right foot. So we're just going to lunge and plant the foot down wherever it landed. And you're in a basic Warrior One stance, and there's no exact way. In fact, a random foot placement is the point. And once you've landed, go ahead and bend and straighten. Let those knees go a little farther than your toes. As you listen to your body and notice, how are you feeling? Feel the stretch. Feel any discomfort. If the discomfort feels really wrong for your knees, then you're going to pause and adjust and say, "Ooh, that position's not the right one for me." So then you can adjust and maybe take your foot in a different position, test it out, find where it feels more comfortable and go for it. Bend and straighten. So we're waking up the muscles, strengthening the muscles of the leg, the knee, warming up the hips. Feel how your back foot is also involved. Okay, so that's the first lunge. Let's do it again in a different way. So step back to your starting position, and I invite you to plant your foot in some other random way. So I'm going to have my foot angle a little bit out to the side. So boom. So now I've got a wider stance for this Warrior One position. Going to keep the knee tracking the same direction as my toes landed, and back and forth, back and forth. Breathing. Excellent. And step back up. One more time, another random position. Boom. And move. So in life, we are called to step upon in different ways. So that's what we're practicing here. And we're warming up for my special exercise we've got going at the end. All right. And back to 2 feet together. Prepare to do the other side. So a random Warrior One lunge. Step. Okay, now lean. Now remember, if your knee or your hip starts talking to you, you make adjustments. If it feels okay, give yourself a little push. Go a little deeper. Okay, and we'll step back to starting. Another lunge. Boom. And then, perhaps when you've got your foot going whichever way it landed, this front foot, your back foot wants to change a little bit to keep it feeling stable. Totally fine. Again, no exact right position. Just work your muscles and your bones however they landed. But use your mind. Be smart. Okay, and we're going to do one more. Boom. Keep it moving. Keep pushing slightly. Okay, and back to standing. Moving up our bodies, still warming up. Let's place our hands on our hips and do some circles. Now, I'd love for you to, at this very moment, put your mind in your feet. So your feet are stable, but as your body weight shifts, the weight in your feet feels different, right? That's the point. Everything is connected to the feet. All movement when we're standing. All right, back to center. All right, hands on your shoulders. Pull your chest open. Bring those shoulder blades together. Circles. Shoulder circles. Reverse direction. Cool. Release. Top of the head. Your fontanelle. So, do you know where your fontanelle is? Well, you don't have a fontanelle anymore. It closed up when you were a baby, but it's that soft spot that was there when you were a baby. So take your hand and locate that little spot slightly to the back of the top of your head. And don't press, just lightly touch it, locate it. And now Root down in 2 feet. Engage the muscles around your kneecaps and your thighs. Gentle engagement of your glutes. And now press your head up into your hand. Do you see that? I'm not lifting my chin, but I'm pressing. Press the feet down and the head up. It's not pressing the hand into the head. It's pushing your head up into your hand. In fact, you don't need your hand to now be in this perfect posture. Breathe. So support yourself here in this wonderful posture, and let's get started with our workout. All right, so next up, we will step forward and go into a balancing crane pose. So it's a moving warrior one flow. Step your right foot forward, left foot on an angle, and then bring both arms in front and pull them back. Bend your knee, reach the arms, pull back. Keep that good posture, right? So your head is in that same position as we just achieved. And then reach and pull back, reach and pull back. And then let's hold a warrior one with cactus arms. So bring both arms up, but then open like in goalposts position the arms and hands on hips. Let's step up into crane pose for our balancing challenge. So slide this toe forward. If today it's a big challenge to stand on one leg all by itself, you can keep your toe there. So that's stage 1. Try, if you will, bring your leg up and be at 90 degrees with this leg, and then your arms can go wherever you like. You can place them behind your head even. You could extend them to the sky. Hold. And just because I love to do multiple good things whenever I have the opportunity, I'm going to rotate my ankle here, round and around, and the other way. Give myself a little extra challenge. Oh, and here's one more challenge. The hip is really being challenged. We're going to extend and bend, extend and bend, extend, hold, and step back carefully, ball and toe of your back foot. Now you're in a lunge position, another version of warrior one, and you might go ahead and bend and straighten here. Excellent. Gonna hold this one, arms up, and step up 2 feet together and relax. Okay, let's do the other side. Warrior one, I'm going to step your leg forward, boom, back foot at an angle. Once you feel comfortable, reach and pull back, bend and pull back. Weight on your front foot, but keep your sternum lifted and your posture good. Reach, pull back, reach and pull back. Good. And now, let's place our hands on our hips for stability and balance. And then this back foot's going to slide forward. We'll either stop or lift it up into crane. So you could stop and just test the waters with your toe, or go ahead and lift up. I have a plant in the way. Sorry, plant. In order to not kick that plant, I have just moved backwards. That's part of the beauty of doing your own home practice. You can adjust if things are in the way. All right, you're holding some version of a balancing position. So you're standing on one leg and you're lifting and lowering the toe, or coming all the way up to 90 degrees. And then if you got there, let's go ahead and circle the ankle. Such a good position. And remember, while standing here on one leg, this hip bone is, both hips are really having to do a workout. Extend and bend, extend and pull back. Woo! And now take it back. Step on the ball and toe of your back foot in this version of a lunge, and then lower and straighten, bend and straighten. Good, and then let's hold the position. Hold, breathe, and step up. We all love tree pose. It's a very satisfying balancing yoga posture. Great on so many levels. If you need the support of a wall or a chair to practice this new variation, by all means, no problem. So stand with your feet about hip width apart, root down in your left leg, lighten up on the right, and then do a soft turn, just a rotation while your toes and ball of your feet are still on the floor. So this is the starting point. And now in today's moving tree, we're going to lift the leg up and slide it back down. So it's very lightly touching my inside of my leg as I bring it up and bring it down. Bring it up and bring it down. Inhale and exhale. And now I'm going to choose a place to hold. It could be toes still on the floor in shrub. It could be anywhere on my leg as long as I'm not pressing hard against the side of my knee. It's okay if it's near my knee as long as I'm not pressing, but I'm using my hip to hold it there. Or I could go into traditional tree, a pose I enjoy, where my foot and my inner thigh are connected. And if your knee needs to be a little forward, that's okay too. Anywhere you can balance and hold and breathe. Arms can go wherever they like. Okay, I rotate the knee forward and then bring it back to the floor, step it out, and the other side, root down. Rotate out. Stay here, shrub pose. Now, slide the foot up the side of your leg and down again, and do this several times as you work your hip. Again, you make adjustments for the angle of your hip and your knee based on your body. Slide it up, slide it down, all while standing on one leg. Okay, choose your hold position on this side. By the way, you can do a different variation on one side than the other because symmetry is overrated. So you can choose where you want to hold your tree for the second side. Perhaps there's something going on one side of your body that's different than the other that requires variation. So that's cool. Just remember, we're counseled not to press the foot into the side of the knee joint, but you certainly can touch it. That's fine, as long as you're not pressing. Hold your tree. To release, the knee comes forward and 2 feet come to the earth. And then you may gently move, shake, and release from that position. Transitioning now to the floor. Moving always with awareness and be smart. Transitions are important. To get from standing, we start in our awesome posture. We're going to keep that posture. Step 1 foot forward in a lunge. You already know how to do that. Lower your back knee and then just keep going until the knee touches the mat. Then 2 knees come down. If your knees are sensitive when you do work on all fours, go right ahead and get yourself a blanket or a towel to cushion your knees because we're going to be on all fours for just a few moments here. So spread your hands wide, knees line up with your hands, you're in table position, and then a little warm up of sliding forward and back. Extend, lengthen, and lean. Without rounding your spine, you're putting pressure on your hands. If that pressure feels uncomfortable, you could come to your forearms and slide and glide this way. Or you could make fists and move this way. Okay, so then pause. You're back in table. Find stillness and focus on the hip. This is called a hip car, which means a circle. So you're going to lift the leg up. Let's say it is your left leg. Pull up on your abs, shoulders away from ears. So you've got really good positioning of your upper body. No rounding. Your leg is up. You're holding it there. Now you're going to rotate it out to the side, kind of that fire hydrant doggy position, and then bring it in without touching the mat. So it's hovering right over the mat. And then reverse direction, out and up and back in, and again, up, out, in. And notice I won't round because That's not what we're doing. We're only focusing on the hip strengthening. So up and down, hip strength, hip mobility. Upper body is getting a workout too. Make certain your arms are nice and straight and strong, and your breath is even, and your neck is relaxed. So I'm going out, up and in, up, out and in. If you find yourself leaning over to one side, compensate by leaning to the other side. Okay, a couple more. Hip cars are so much fun. All right, let's extend that leg. Sorry, plant. So extend that leg that was the one you were circling, and pause in a moment with a nice line of energy from your crown, hip to your foot. Arms are nice and strong. And now, so the leg that's extended behind you, let's say it's your left leg, have your right arm and hand be the support as you slide your left leg out to the side and release your left arm and hand, and then you can extend it to the sky and hold this nice stretch. Breathe and slowly release. Take that foot back behind you and 2 knees down. Curl your toes, sit back on your heels, and give your foot some toes, a little toe love. If that feels like a bit too much, you can come up to your knees and relax your feet. So there's options here, but we take a moment, taking a moment in between sides. Ready for the other side? Certainly. Yes, you are. Let's turn around, or I'll turn around so that you can see me and I can see you. Table position, knees lined up with your feet. Knees are lined up with feet and with hands. Make modifications here if necessary. Pull in on your core, your abs, and begin your hip cars. So start by lifting that leg up behind you and flex the foot, and then rotate it out to the side like a doggy position, and then bring it in and back out again, up. So drop down, lift up, and out. Don't forget to breathe and keep yourself nice and as still and stable as you can. And out, up, and in, up, out, and in. I will be honest, cars are one of those lovely exercises that I love to not love, but I credit this very exercise for strengthening my hips and allowing me the mobility now to be able to do some exercises that eluded me for several years, including squats. Okay, so now that I've sold you on this lovely exercise, I hope, let's move on. Extend the leg, that same very leg behind you. Push in, lengthen, feel the stretch. Feel the length from crown through neck, through spine, through tailbone, through heel. And then the supporting hand is the opposite side of your body as the leg that is now going out to the side. Lift it up and hold. Breathe. Great. And release. Bring your hands down. Bring your knees down. Curl your back toes. Come back to taking a moment, either sitting on your heels or tall kneeling, but you're allowed a moment. We're going to move on to my final fun exercise. Before we do that, which is going to be a standing exercise, we have to transition from the floor to standing, and I'd like to turn it into what I do every day, which is practicing sit to stands. So from here, come up to 2 knees, and we're going to go up and down a few times. Let's start with left foot forward, curl back toes, lift yourself up, step up to standing. Reverse it. Left foot back, drop the knee, 2 knees down, relax your feet, sit on back down. Do it again, lift up. But now start with the other leg. So right foot forward, curl back toes, use core strength, inhale up, standing. And now back it up. Right leg back, drop the knee, 2 knees down, relax the feet, step on back, sit on back down. Last time, lift it up, step forward, lift up, and you're standing. All right, so we've worked core strength, And now we're going to do a dance step. Now, ask me why we're doing this. Because it's fun, and because I read in the Harvard Medical Journal that it is one of the best things that we can do to keep our strength up, moving and balancing challenge. So follow along. Here's how it's going to go. We're going to take our right foot first, make that be our lead leg in this dance step, and step it back. Then we're going to step forward and then take the left leg and give ourselves a kick and step the left foot back and do it again. So right foot, left foot kick, left foot down. Let's do that quickly. Okay, here we go. Step, step, kick. Step, step, kick. Step, step, kick. Step, step, kick. Are you doing this? Are you enjoying this? Are you recognizing what we're doing? Maybe you've done it yourself in the past. Maybe you've seen it in the movies. But we're doing the Charleston. So you can make it more of a workout by stepping back farther, right? And kicking higher. Or if it's easier for you to keep it small, which would be fine, understandable. I'm new to this as well. Step back, step forward, kick. Okay, so you can keep it like that, or you can take it back and take it up. And I can really feel my hip. It's getting that great stretch. So you're doing you, and if this whole thing felt ridiculous, you could just be jogging. But move. Every time you take a foot off the floor, you're balancing and your brain is adjusting, so it's all good. Let's try the other direction. Here we go. So now this time it's going to be left foot back, left foot forward, right foot kicks. I kicked my plant. Let me go back. All right, here we go. Forward, okay. We start in Tadasana. We step the left foot back. Left foot, right foot kicks, and steps back. And let's go. Perhaps like me, you'll find one side feels more natural than the other, but this takes practice. Step it back, step it forward, kick. Step it back, step it forward, kick. Step it back, step it forward, kick. Step it further back, kick higher. And be nice to your plant. Sorry, plant. Whew. Another really important thing that's happening here in this Strong Bones workout is we're getting a bit of a cardio, interval, uplift. Very key. Okay, I'm about ready. Step back, step forward, kick. Step back, step forward, kick, to call it a day. Alrighty, there you go. Hope that was fun. Let's end with one bridge pose and relax. So we've gotten our heart rate up. Let's transition slowly down to our seats. Before we take our head below the heart, we'll stay here. We'll move with one of my favorite spine strengtheners, balancing poses called Upward Facing Boat, and we'll do it in a moving way as per our balancing and moving exercise focus today. So start with your hands behind you. Press into your hands, lift your sternum. Very important. This is a great spine supportive position. Hold here. Press down, sternum up, neck relaxed. And then if you like, you can release your hands and try to keep your spine in the same position using your muscles. And then the feet can come up off the floor if they will. If they do, great. If they don't, that's great too. And you can stay here. If you come back to the supportive position, just lift and lower each leg. And if you'd like to do the full balancing position, go ahead and release. But most important, don't round. If you find yourself rounding, then by all means, Give yourself the support so that your spine stays straight. Okay, back to wherever you're at. Hold, breathe. I'm going to extend and bend. That's hard. This is a challenge, and remember, my goal is to keep the spine straight. If it rounds, I'm going to have to go here. That's fine. All right. Hold, breathe, cross at the ankles, and sit up. And let's get a bridge pose in for our hips and our spines. So roll onto your back. Walk your heels in towards your butt. You could bring one knee in, give it a little press, and the other knee in, give it a little press. And in fact, I think a little bit of a dying bug pose is called for here, just to release any tension. We've done a lot of movement already, so just release. And now, 2 feet down, arms are beside you, or you could have your forearms pressing down for support, back of your head nice and grounded. Root down to lift up. So press your feet into the floor as you send your hips up. Hips are lifting up, inner thighs are engaged, and butt gently engaged as well. Hold your bridge. You can bring the arms underneath or in a cactus pose, which is a good position for once again opening the chest. It's the opposite of a forward bend, so you have to think of it as a really positive thing to do for your bones. Breathe. And then we'll lower and release. Pick your feet up, shake it out. So that, my friends, is the session for today. If you'd like to add a few one-legged bridges, you could do that. If you'd like to do a easy knee across twist, you could do that. And I'm going to rock my way up to sitting to finish our session together. You could take a few moments just to rest and either roll to one side and then push yourself up, keeping your head low. Or if you've got the core strength, as I do, you might rock up, but not if you have to round your spine to do it. Do you get that? So I'm using momentum, but also my core strength and thinking about not rounding. So you decide what's appropriate and safe for you. Once you have found yourself sitting again, you might choose to join me and sit on a pillow or a block. Let's end together. So in the beginning of the session, we found our what was once our fontanelle. Let's find it again. So place your hand sort of in the back of your head, little spot there. And then once you've found it, you can take your hand away, but your mind is there. Root down in your seat, but press your head up into your hand. Feel an opening of the chest. Chin is still parallel to the floor. You're sitting in absolutely wonderful posture with your spine supporting you and your muscles supporting your spine. Tune into your breath. We'll do a few breaths to conclude our session. You can think of your upper chest expanding in 360 degrees around. So as you inhale through your nose, front, side, back, your rib cage expands gently. As you exhale through your nose, feel a contraction. Again, inhale, expand. Exhale, release. One more breath like that. Excellent. Thank you. We can end today by bringing our hands together to create a little heat, a little prana, life force energy. Drawing prayer hands right to the heart center. We will say namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in today's session. I'd love your comments. You can go below, tell me what you thought. Suggestions. Whatever. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're new to my channel, thank you for joining me today. Perhaps you'd like to subscribe. I've got many other appropriate for those of us that have low bone density videos, yoga videos, strength videos, challenge videos from our Facebook group, the Strong Bones Challenge. And if you go below this video, you'll find a link to how to join the Facebook group if you're not already a member. We'd love to have you, as well as if you are curious how I increased my own bone density, there is a link to my MailChimp email list. If you sign up, you will get an email from me that tells you my story. So that's all I have for you today. I look forward to seeing you in the next video or maybe in the Facebook group. Namaste. Oh, I forgot to say, don't forget, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Have a great day.